I am Noye, and this is my...
I've been on the cat and mouse game for quite some time, with exception to yesterday. I was a bit down. So what is a cat and mouse game? It's basically bypassing all form of detection. I've been fighting tooth and nail with this. So I'm going to start with bypassing the first biggest detection problem with Puppeteer, and that is called CDP, which is also called Chrome Desktop Protocol. So I'm going to show you how this vulnerability works on Puppeteer, and I'll also show you how to bypass it, because I've done it. I just have one more thing to bypass again before I call it a day. So this is a real Google Chrome. This is my real Google Chrome, like my original Google Chrome. This is not Puppeteer. I'm going to refresh this page and you're going to see it will show all green. It will also tell you that I'm not a robot, and that is because everything passes well. You can see, let me refresh again. It's going to say I'm not a robot. This scans if your browser is a robot. Now it has checked I don't have a web driver, my user agent checks well, CDP is fine, and navigator is fine. Now what is CDP? CDP means Chrome Desktop Protocol. Now I'm going to right click and I'll go to inspect elements. Now the moment I go to inspect elements, what I have on this inspect element is also known as Google Developer Tools. So if you're a software developer, you know this is called Google Developer Tools, because it's actually what you use to inspect elements amongst other things you can do on a site. So I'm going to keep this here. So now I'll come back again. Now I have inspect elements open. I'll refresh the page, and once again it's going to hit a trigger alert. Why is it triggering an alert? It's triggering an alert because my Chrome desktop is open. Now let me just explain what this is. So if I click here, it's going to tell you what it is. Detectable use of Chrome Developer Tools to simulate browser or control them via related developer protocols. So in reality, when you go to your Google Chrome, which is here, you can basically control the browser and overwrite it. So I can basically come here and write some scripts that would manipulate this page. Now this is simply why when you go to Facebook, Instagram, or any sites, when you hit over to the inspect element, you're going to see something like, oh, this is your developer tools, please do not copy and paste any code from anywhere. You could be hacked, XSS, server-side hacking and all that. And that's because you can actually put code on this particular page, which is this Chrome, and it will actually work. So if I want to export this cookie to, let's say, a server, I can actually come here and go to the cookie properties, and from my cookie properties I can actually look at the cookies I have and then look for a way to export them. Same thing with my local storage. I have my local storage over here, so I can basically head over to my local storage. Like you can see my local storage. I wouldn't want to open it. Okay, this site is not important, so I can actually risk opening it. So this is local storage. Now this means every single thing I've done on this website is actually stored here. Now for reasons, because there is no sensitive thing, I'm just here on my detection system, so I will not be scared of showing you this. But if this was something like my Google account, my YouTube account, if you copy all this code and you put it on your own computer, you can just log into my account. It's the same thing as copying cookies and local storage section. So in a reality, when you open this particular Chrome browser, it simply means that you are actually trying to automate or put a script on a page, and so bot detection systems will actually reject you. Now this is because most people write scripts that they actually put on real Chrome, and this script will just be clicking on ads. So part of what they did 2022 ending, I think that was November, was to create a CDP detection system where if you have your Chrome Desktop Protocol, which is your Chrome Developer Tools open, it detects as a robot, which you can see here as a robot. Now however, the moment I close this and I refresh again, you're going to see it tells me, or check, I'm not a bot, everything is normal, giving me a good check. But if I inspect again and I come in here and I refresh, it's now telling me it's a robot, because it discovers that Chrome Desktop is open. Now on your computer you have quite the option to just close this, and that is gone. Refresh, you've passed all detection. But when it comes to Puppeteer is actually not going to let you do this, because Puppeteer by default uses CDP to communicate. So if you've ever used Puppeteer as a software developer, if you check up on your terminal, most times when you run into errors, you're going to see something like CDP. So this simply means Chrome Desktop Protocol. Puppeteer basically sends all the instructions of what you would want to execute through CDP. So what does this mean in a nutshell? This means that as long as Puppeteer is Puppeteer, there would always be a vulnerability, which is CDP. Let me show you an example. if I open up my puppeteer section, this is my puppeteer section right now. I'm going to open it up. It's going to launch. Okay, now this is my puppeteer section over here. Now you can see it's showing that I'm a robot. If I scroll down, you can see, okay, I think I had a bypass on. There's a bypass that is bypassing this thing. But let me take over that bypass now, because I created a script that would bypass that thing. Like normally the puppeteer by itself, if you doubt me, go and download this yourself. If you doubt me, just download it yourself. You won't be able to bypass this thing I'm showing you right now. But I've been able to create a bypass around it. So let me just cancel and start up again. Okay, I just cancelled, so I'm going to run puppeteer again. So this is puppeteer coming up again, and this time around you're going to see that CDP is actually open. So if I scroll down right here, you can see this is CDP, and just like before, CDP is basically, like I said, what puppeteer uses to communicate. So if you head over to ChatGPT, for instance, or to any network, and you try to know what CDP is, it's going to tell you that CDP is practically what puppeteer uses. So if puppeteer uses CDP, that means you can't disable it, because that is how puppeteer would actually be able to control your browser. So this means that puppeteer is able to control and manipulate a web browser through CDP. But that is a vulnerability, because browsers can actually know if CDP is turned on, and that is not a problem because detection system will know that CDP is turned on. So maybe you are actually automating something and then your bots get flagged, but not if you actually use a bypass. And that bypass is what I did here. And for everyone following me, I'm just going to show you the bypass for free. So now this bypass, I've implemented it right now. I'm going to shut down this iPhone again, because I'm actually emulating an iPhone. And when I shut it down, I'll turn it back on again. And you're going to see that this time around, puppeteer is quite different. It bypasses CDP. So at the moment, CDP has been bypassed using my bots, but I still have one little stuff I need to do now, and that is this navigator I told you guys of. Now, navigator has been quite a headache. If you're a software developer, no, not a software developers don't do shit like this. If you're an automator who has been so focused on automating things, you know one of our biggest is navigator, because that shit, when you do it today, tomorrow there's one update that will open again to catch you. So this is currently where I am at the moment. I've spent like 4 hours over here. For those of us actually saying, why is the bot not yet out? I'm actually more interested in bypassing or detection as usual. The way I create my bots, whenever I do them, I will test them across multiple detection systems to make sure they all bypass it. And when these bots bundles, you know, why I like myself is every single thing I say right now, it's something you can verify. So if you download my software, which is the OKBot, the latest one I'm going to release, if you turn on Shield, which is a protection, anti-detection, if you open all these sites, they will completely tell you, come, you're not a robot, you're a human being, you're normal. But if you off that shield and you pass here again, it will tell you you're a robot. Now if you go and create your own puppeteer, let's assume you've been doing, puppeteer, you've been doing a lot of tutorials online, you now created your own bot. If you pass here, it will tell you, sorry, you're not a human being, or you're a robot. Then when you on my own and pass here again, to tell you, are you a human being? Then you'll be able to confirm the amount of work I have to put in just to bypass every single detection system. So when people use this software, they don't come back to say, oh, my account was banned, oh, I had triggers, but they say, with all the bot I've ever used, yours is phenomenal. So let's head back to work.